Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the second ever episode of WWE NXT UK Ups and Downs. Yes, I'm as surprised as you are. Now, this time last week, we didn't know if anybody was asked about NXT UK, and we didn't know if anybody was asked about us covering it. So thank you from the bottom of this black, withered heart to everybody who tuned in to both. You've given me more work to do on a week, so to the brand then. And last week didn't so much start with this big spectacular bang as it did a good old-fashioned British nod of appreciation. I think I said in summing up that what we got ultimately was a very solid hour of professional wrestling television, which is much higher praise than I'm actually making it sound. It was the good. But what about week 2? Well, if you're not familiar with this show, which the People's Champion Simon Miller has very kindly bequeathed unto me, we go through the whole thing from top to bottom, and we give the good bits an up and the not so good bits a down, and it's called Ups and Downs, and I'm still getting used to the whole thing. So yeah, title card. Straight into the action then, and despite this only being NXT UK's second week as part of the WWE family, we've already had our first stupid bit of WWE logic. Last week we got this in-ring promo from Mustache Mountain where they told us that they were the most dominant tag team in NXT UK and that everybody in NXT UK wanted to challenge them as a tag team. And oh hey, say, didn't Triple H mention those tag team titles here in NXT UK? Straight in this week, and your main event is a singles match for Tyler Bate. Down. Now, a few of you said in the comments last week that you thought maybe I was just reaching ever so slightly for some of these downs, and you know what? Maybe that is precisely what I'm doing here, but I just want to judge this show by the same standards as regular NXT or the main roster, and if either of those did that, I would have to point it out. Like, just be consistent, or, I don't know, make sense. This doesn't. Actual wrestling now, hooray, and Brexit Leggero takes on Wild Boar. Now, I do appreciate that sometimes in a wrestler's career they have to repackage themselves somewhat to fit a new gimmick or indeed a new promotion, but are they actually trying to tell us that Leggero is British?
His opponents from Los Angeles, Mexico, winning tonight at 83 kilos, the Mexican sensation,
Anyway, all that to one side for a moment. I thought we got a really good match. Here you got this wonderful clash of styles between the ultra-agile, flippy, twisty, quick Leggero and Mike Hitchman just being an absolute smasher, wasn't he? And given that last week they gave wins to like Coffee and Mastiff, who were both absolute units in my opinion, giving this to Leggero really opens the brand up, really shows the variety in it. So yes, up. Women's division now, and Dakota Kai from Australia versus Killer Kelly from Portugal. I'm going to completely gloss over the very ill-advised Cristiano Ronaldo reference, doi, etc. But basically what this match is wasn't she good from the Mae Young Classic 2017 versus wasn't she good from the Mae Young Classic 2018. Now, I promise I'm not going to get bogged down in last week too much, but if you just cast your mind back to that, we got quite an underwhelming match in the women's division. Toni Storm and Nina Samuels are very talented, but they gave us quite a flat match, and I was hoping that this week would be different, and it was. We got really good offense from both women, and it wasn't really bogged down by the whole illogical dominance or occasional botches that we got last week. Like, look at these two. Look at Dakota Kai and Killer Kelly. It follows, it makes sense. It's logical that she would have to beat her by springing something of an underdog win. Didn't make sense for Toni Storm to do that against Nina Samuels, but it does here. That Dragon Sleeper thing looked absolutely brutal, and even though Kai slightly botched her finish at the end and it felt a little bit short overall, just like me, there was still enough to give it an up, so I'm doing that. There we are. That's downs there. New at this. Just one little thing though, while we're on this subject. A little birdie told Dakota Kai that there was talk of a NXT UK Women's Championship, and commentary said that the division was so good they should do that. Yeah, I know these things were recorded quite a while ago, but there's actually been a tournament to determine the first ever NXT UK Women's Championship. Now that's fine to not show us that if you're going to build up to it on TV, but it's Evolution on Sunday, and WWE have put out actual press releases saying that that championship is going to be defended on that show by Rhea Ripley, who won the tournament. And even if they pull that match, which it looks like they might be doing, she's been defending it on NXT tapings and at live events for 5 weeks now. I might actually end up doing a full video looking at what a catastrophic mess they've made of all of this, but in the here and now, if you are following the product, it is still already a bit of a mess, so it has to get it down, I'm afraid. Sorry, girls. Oh, look, hey, it's the shoddy backstage green screen footage on a promotion taking itself seriously. Who'd do that?
We've seen some huge developments already here tonight at WhatCulture Pro Wrestling. I can't believe the actions of this man, Prince of Mean, get in here. Joe Coffey had you beaten in the middle of the ring. What's the meaning of walking out on your match tonight?
Walking out?
That's exactly what it was. Everybody saw it.
Look, do you know who I am?
I'm familiar with your work, yes.
I am Prince of Mean.
Still can't give that a down, can I? Because these hands are as dirty as theirs on the subject. Still though, hey, looking forward to the first ever Wrestling World Cup this Sunday.
So back up onto his feet. Ray takes care of that.
Again, he's trying to get him in position.
Booyaka, booyaka! 619!
Hits it, he hits it. Mysterio will go up top. Rey Mysterio! The splash, the cover, and Rey Mysterio into the second round.
In-ring talkie segment now, and quite possibly the best in-ring talkie segment I have seen on WWE programming for a goddamn age, because in the in-ring talkie segment stakes, Zack Gibson is without equal on this planet. The man shouted his way hoarse through a promo that drew heat like I have not heard in so very long. Like I always say, there's this amazing parallel between wrestling and football, but sadly none of my football liking friends will go to a wrestling show and none of my wrestling liking friends will go to a football match, and they always say it's because they don't like the thing that they're meant to be watching. And I keep telling them, just go for the crowds. The crowds at both are the best thing about both. They can make the experience 1,000 times better. And when you get a hot crowd at a wrestling match and when you get a really loud crowd at a football match, they are just, it's the exact same wonderful experience. Zack Gibson is the first man I have ever seen somehow manage to merge the two. He turns a wrestling crowd into a football crowd, and I absolutely love it. Stand up if you hate Gibson is a terrace regular chant across British football. I once went to a Newcastle game in Cardiff. We're playing Man United, semi-final FA Cup. Got absolutely horsed, lost 4-1. It chucked it down with rain, and I stood in the middle of Cardiff singing Shoes Off If You Love the Tune. Now that should have been one of the worst afternoons of my entire life, but it was in fact one of the best because of the crowd. Gibson is now channeling that pure, wonderful joy into heel promos. And what's more, this promo, even though it's a heel promo, actually makes perfect sense. Like, yes, it is ridiculous that he had to wrestle Dunn having just beaten 3 other men. And yes, he did take him to the absolute limit in that match. So yes, you would assume in a fair fight he'd probably win. So yes, he does deserve another shot at the UK Championship. And yes, come to think of it, Noam Dar hasn't done anything on 205 Live or NXT or WWE. So yeah, that's great. And then Dar comes out, as you would do, hearing all of this, and squares up to fight him, as you would do, hearing all of this. And then before he can get there, wouldn't you just know it, General Manager Johnny Saint, he comes out to put a stop to it. But instead of cutting the Wrestling Authority figure Not Tonight Boys promo that you've heard a million times, you'll do this, but you won't do it tonight. You'll do it in 3 weeks' time inside of a steel cage. He doesn't do that. He just goes, nah, my office now, like an actual boss would do. If you are not here for super hot crowds going ballistic over a really good promo that sets up a match you actually want to see, but not only that, does it in a way you've never actually seen before, why are you watching wrestling? I want to give this 100 ups. Can I give it 100 ups? In fact, you know what? I'm just going to ask him. Let's have a look. Primate, Pacini, Miller. Ringing.
Hey, man.
Hey, Simon. Yeah, it's clear. I've got a question about ups and downs.
Sure, of course. What can I do for you?
Yeah, basically the Zack Gibson segment, I don't know if you've seen it yet, was really good. So I want to give it like more than an up. I want to give it like 100 ups. Can I do that?
Wait, 100 ups?
Yeah.
So like 1 0 zeros up?
Yeah.
you can't give something 100 ups? That completely ruins the whole point of ups and downs. You give one thing 1 up, and you give other things 1 down up. That doesn't even make any sense. But the point is, it's 1 for 1 or 1 for 1. But look, I'll tell you this, I'm in a good mood today. Well, I'm always in a good mood, always smiling, always looking at fairies and flowers and just the sun smiling at me and I'm smiling back at the sun. It's wonderful. Just give it a golden up. On this one occasion, I will allow you, my friend Adam, to take a Simon Miller golden up and apply it to something in NXT UK.
A golden up. Okay, thanks.
No problem, no problem. Don't you worry about it, dude. You have a lovely little day. XO, XO. Don't need to do that. It's not written down. This is a phone call. Bye.
Oh, he's gone. That, then. Ashton Smith video package now, and this didn't really do anything for me. The Eddie Dennis one last week I thought was brilliant, but this was all just, you ain't seen nothing like me. I'm going to do whatever it takes shtick that should be reserved for contestants on The Apprentice, shouldn't it? And Lord Sugar's not seen anything like this before, as in it's for those other contestant losers that cannot back down, because I'm going all the way to the top in this, I don't know, you've seen it before. We get this really weird segment from Travis Banks after that, in which he gets from I know martial arts to I'm going to deck both the Coffee Brothers in one sentence. Weird flex, but okay, before the Tucker Smith match itself. And one question, because nobody's told me yet, who's this pube? Good little match this. I thought the offense was inventive, and even though one of them had a promo beforehand, I didn't really guess who was going to win right up until the finish. They're both really, really good workers, if a little bit light on character, thus making them perfect mid-carders for a 1-hour wrestling show. Have a nut, boys. Why not? You've earned that. Good Danny Burch promo. This one, see, that's how you do it. Not the weird, I'm gonna beat everybody up thing. You don't show your hand, do you? This was excellent. Danny Burch now looks like a big deal and a little bit intimidating, but didn't tell us if he was a heel or a face. We don't know what to expect from him, but we can expect him next week. So yes, I want to see that now. That has my attention. Up. And then he just tweets about it. That's amazing. I absolutely love Johnny Saint. He drags them both back to his office and then just puts out a tweet in which he refers to them as 2 young men. Oh, he's such a dad. 2 young men. And then puts their nicknames in inverted commas. Oh, I'm sorry. Liverpool is #1. And the Scottish Supernova. The shade there. Oh, I absolutely love it. I love this. It's so stupidly British. It's great. Main event time. Ooh, main event time now, and Wolfgang, who WWE have bizarrely kept really relevant on all of this. Sorry, he put their gimmicks in inverted commas. Because he's your dad, Johnny say. Anyway, yes, Wolfgang, who WWE have kept relevant through all of this. Like, it's basically been Pete Dunne, Mustache Mountain, and then Wolfgang's kind of been there, so he still feels important. He's in the main event against Tyler Bate, who is still only 21. Son of a bitch. Now it's way too early for me to call this yet, as we are still effectively just watching one set of tapings at the minute. But have they captured the UK indie spirit in these shows? Because it feels like they might have. Bate asks for this really random, gimmicky, but nonetheless fun test of strength in the middle of the match, which the heel apparently happily goes along with. The crowd are doing football chants all night, and I suspect by this point, slightly pissed. It's everything that a night at the Graps is supposed to be in this country, and WWE seem to have condensed it into 1 hour of television. They've taken that unquantifiable, undescribable word, the thing, the vibe, that's it, the vibe of the night. They've got the vibe absolutely spot on. And you know what, just for how happy this vibe, this mysterious, ethereal thing that I can't actually put words into made me feel, I'm going to give it an up. Because I can do that now, can't I? This is my show. Yeah, just made me happy, this show. All the little elements of it, the way it felt, the crowd, the mood, everything. Lovely, that. Pating. But what about your match, Adam? Yes, I can hear you. I hear you all. I'm going to get to that in a bit. But I just want to address the fact that I gave the announcement of this match a down at the start because I'm about to splurge compliments all over the match itself, and I'm worried I might look like a bit of a dick with those two contrasting opinions. But no, I stand by that because the existence of this match rendered last week's promo ridiculous, and the fact that Trenty Bollocks wasn't even out here with him, doubly so. So yes, I stand by that, but the match itself, you see, this is what I'm talking about with that whole indie spirit. The one thing you get at proper indie matches is the main event gives you everything. Like, it's prestigious to be on last on the card for most independent wrestlers, so they give you absolutely everything. They don't hold back because at the end of the day, this is a crowd they might not see again for a year. It's a promotion they might not work for ages. There's no point holding anything back for another match, so they do it all there for your entertainment, if nothing else. You see, Wolfgang is the epitome of the UK indie spirit. Like, he's been all over the place, he's been doing it for most of his life, and Tyler Bate, let us not forget, friends, is capable of putting on a 3.5, 4-star match, I presume, while he's on the toilets. That's precisely what we got here. Two guys who know how to do these UK independent main event matches, giving us a UK independent main event match on bloody WWE TV. Really close near falls, massively cool spot. It swung either way. They had me sold that Wolfgang was going to win it at one point, but when Tyler did, the crowd lost their nut, pint glasses in the air. That's what it's like being at a UK indie show, and I watched it on the WWE network under a WWE banner. Bloody hell. Up. And you see, this is exactly the thing. This is what I think the difference is going to be between NXT UK and NXT. Like, 90% of the people on this roster are not going back into the Performance Center after these tapings to have their edges sanded down and be taught the WWE way. Instead, they're going back on the road to do indie shows. In the last week-ish alone, you've had El Leggero and Eddie Dennis at TCW in Leeds. You've had Zack Gibson, Flash Morgan Webster and Wild Boar doing DPW in Wales. Pete Dunne worked IPW, Future Shock, OTT and Progress last month. Mark Andrews did SWA in bloody Shropshire. They're not practicing their craft, as so many people in NXT are. They are learning it. They are going in front of vastly different audiences pretty much every single night and putting this all to the test. And it shows. Fundamentally, the reason NXT UK feels like it's got this wonderful indie spirit is because it does, because most of the people on it are still independent wrestlers who are traveling all over the world and learning all the bits and bobs and learning the things that make them attractive to WWE and indeed us in the first place. So God almighty, I was really worried about this, you know. I thought it would be all just, they'd hoovered up this talent. There it is again. If you missed it last week, that's hoovering. They'd hoovered up this talent and they wouldn't do anything with them, but instead they're going, right, here you go, boys. Here's the platform we promised you. Do your thing. And we like it when wrestlers are allowed to do their thing, because the only time wrestlers can't do their thing is when they're overbooked or given bad scripts or do dodgy matches, and we're not getting that because they're doing their thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Make a t-shirt. So, in summary, what we got was another hour of NXT UK television that was very entertaining, very enjoyable, and very solid. They're still not pulling out any trees, they're not setting any cars or dogs on fire or whatever it is you're meant to do, but I'm now more interested in week 3 than I was in week 2, and I was more interested in week 2 than I was in week 1, so it's on an upward keel, and that's all you want when you write these things. You want it to just get better and better and better, because then the audience will grow and grow and grow, and people will be happier and happier and happier, and I'll do more and more videos. Hooray! But as ever, let me know what you made of it all in the comments below, and of course don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, why not? I'm a legend, and WhatCulture on Twitter in the corner as well. In the meantime though, thank you so much for watching. I have of course been Adam Cleary, and I will see you soon. Pip pip, cheery bye, ta-ta, bye, see you later, bye, out of shot.